Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture I am going to discuss this concept of planetarity which is applied in different novels like Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, Taib Salih's Season of Migration to the North, Mahashweta Devi's Pterodactyl, Puran Sahe and Pritham. So here I am going to tell you how this particular concept is applied in these types of novels. So first of all, let's discuss planetarity is a concept which is introduced by influential post-colonial theorist Gayatri Chakrabarti Spivak. And Spivak, while introducing the concept, she instead challenges traditional understanding of interconnectedness. So this term interconnectedness, people think this term in relation to people only, but she is denying that we should not only think about people when we talk about interconnectedness. Instead, she argues that interconnectedness may not only exist among people, but it also exists among species which is part of this planet. So she here argues that to not only think about interconnectedness in terms of people only, but also about different species which exist on this earth, and they are also responsible to shoulder responsibility of managing this whole planet. They too are interconnected along with human beings. So, and ethics on a global scale. So that is why she challenges in front of people that what they are thinking about interconnectedness is a wrong perception which is set in their mind. Instead, she gives a different type of view about this concept of interconnectedness. So Spivak coined the term to emphasize the complex relationships and interdependencies that exist among all beings. Beings here does not only means human beings but also species, living organisms which are part of this earth and systems on the planet. So this concept of planetarity in an actual sense transcends national boundaries and recognizes the shared existence and mutual responsibilities of all life forms which exist on this planet. All people as well as species have equal responsibility to address global issues, and which in a way promotes a planetary consciousness that acknowledges the interconnectedness and interdependence of all beings and ecosystems. And also, she with this particular concept tried to emphasize the intricate and interconnected web of relationships that exist among all beings and systems which is part of this planet. And this concept at the same time highlights the interdependencies not only between humans but also non-human entities, ecosystems, different forms of cultures which are part of this planet and also economies. So आप देख सकते हैं कि इस कॉन्सेप्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस करके वो जिस तरीके से लोग एक मतलब उनके माइंड में एक जनरल व्यू था इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस का, तो वो इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस के इस व्यू को चेंज करके वो ये बताना चाहती हैं कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस का ये कॉन्सेप्ट लोगों पर ही अप्लाई नहीं होता, बल्कि इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस जो है वो क्रिएट होती है डिफरेंट कल्चर्स के बीच में, इकोनॉमीज़ के बीच में, इकोसिस्टम्स के बीच में एंड एंटिटीज़ के बीच में. एंड इस कॉन्सेप्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस करके वो ये भी समझाना चाहती हैं कि जितने भी इस प्लैनेट बीइंग्स एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स और अलग अलग तरीके के लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, उन सब की वो सभी एक सबसे पहले तो इस प्लैनेट का पार्ट है एंड उन सब की म्यूचुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ के बारे में डिस्कस करना. तभी एक जो रियल सेंस में इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस का जो मीनिंग है वो निकल कर आएगा. सिर्फ लोगों के बीच में इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती है, वो इस व्यू को चैलेंज कर रही हैं. So here I am going to talk about how this concept of planetarity is applied in these types of novel like Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. सबसे पहले प्लानिटैरिटी का मतलब होता है इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस के बारे में सोचना, सिर्फ़ और सिर्फ ये नहीं सोचना कि इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस केवल और केवल लोगों के बीच में एग्जिस्ट करती है, बल्कि जितनी भी नॉन ह्यूमन एंटिटीज़ है, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कल्चर्स जो प्लैनेट में एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, एंड डिफरेंट डिफरेंट तरीके की सोसाइटीज़, नॉन ह्यूमन एंटिटीज़, वो सभी कहीं ना कहीं इस प्लैनेट का पार्ट हैं। एंड इस प्लैनेट का पार्ट होने के नाते उनकी ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है कि कहीं ना कहीं म्यूचुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है कि एक साथ मिलकर ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ को डिस्कस करना। तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट प्लैनेटैरिटी का इस नॉवल पर इस वे में अप्लाई किया गया है। सबसे पहले हम जब इस तरीके के नॉवेल्स को रीड करते हैं, ऐसे टाइप की नॉवेल्स को, तो हम कहीं ना कहीं हम एक एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट बन जाते हैं। एंड हम जितने भी इन नॉवेल्स के अंदर प्रेजेंट इश्यूज़ को पढ़ा करते हैं, ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ को, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग के या अपने एक्सपीरियंस के बेसिस पर अपनी इंटरप्रिटेशंस देने की कोशिश करते हैं उन ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ को जब हम पढ़ते हैं जो कि इन वर्क्स में प्रेजेंट रहते हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये वर्क्स हमें ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ के बारे में बताने की कोशिश करते हैं। एंड जब हम इन्हें रीड करते हैं एंड दूसरों के साथ जब डिस्कशन करते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम भी कहीं इस प्लैनेटैरिटी के कॉन्सेप्ट का पार्ट बन जाते हैं। तो इन नॉवेल्स में सबसे पहले ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ को डिस्कस किया गया है। एंड जब हम एज एन एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट इन्हें रीड करते हैं, तो हम अपनी इंटरप्रिटेशंस देते हैं एंड दूसरों के साथ ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ को डिस्कस करते हैं। सो इसी वे में इस प्लैनेटैरिटी के कॉन्सेप्ट को इस पर्टिकुलर नॉवल और आगे आने वाली जो स्लाइड्स में जो नॉवल प्रेजेंट है उन पर भी अप्लाई किया गया है। So first of all, let's discuss about how in which manner this concept of planetarity is applied. First of all, this novel, here I am trying to bring those kind of instances which are directly related to or which highlights global issues. So first of all, this first point, exploration of colonization. So characters like Marlowe and Coates reflect the impact of European colonization on Africa. So सबसे पहले तो ये यूरोपियंस हैं एंड ये अफ्रीकन कॉन्टिनेंट में जाते हैं, सिविलाइजिंग फोर्स बनकर जाते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं ये वहाँ पर जाके वहाँ के नेटिव्स को सिविलाइज करेंगे। बट धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे as the time passes away, they try to understand actual intentions of the natives, and as a result they are able to find that natives there are not so sound. So with this particular weakness, they try to extract benefits of their weakness, and instead of civilizing them, they try to perform their own sort of operations which are benefit for only them. So for their own sake, they try to exploit people. First of all, they come with a civilizing mission, but when they understand actual intentions of people living there, they get to find out that these people are not so up to mark, and with their weakness they try to perform their own sort of operations which only benefits them instead of civilizing the natives. So now we get to notice that here characters like Marlowe and Coates reflect the impact of European civilization on Africa. So when they enter into African region, so they acts as a symbol of intrusion. So they are in a way intruding there, interfering. So we see that they acts as a symbol of intrusion into the African continent. And also we see that Marlowe's journey up the Congo River is in Africa, and this person is an European person, and when he journeys into African region, in a way he is also intruding in that particular region which is not his own. And we see at the end of novel, this person whose name is Coates, he at last descent into madness. So when he is not able to civilize people, So their course led him to turn mad, and he really l- lead himself in this condition. Is the sole person who is responsible for his own madness, because he is coming in African region for a good intention, and also he become there as an idealistic person, but he changed up his mind and he became excessively greedy, due to which he at the end, or he in the end becomes so much mad because of his excessive greed. So what we get to notice here with this particular instance is that it illustrates the corruption and brutality that colonization, this process of colonization, brings with it. Here we see in this point duality of human nature. This particular point embodies the hypocrisy of colonial ideals. So, first, a character whose name is Coots, he came with a different intention to civilize African natives, but when he came there, he changed up his mind and he started performing some other operations which are not good for the natives. So he started exploiting them instead of civilizing them. So here we see that darkness which prevails within human nature. Conrad explores the contrast between civilization. So he is not able to civilize African forces. Instead, he became, or he turned savage, and due to his this cruel nature, he descent into madness. There is presence of characters like the manager and the Russian trader. This particular thing also highlights that how these people came with a kind of came by forming link with each other. Means Kurz, he went there not only alone, he took many people along with him to exploit these Africans. And also we see the natives and their brutal treatment by the colonizers. So what we get to this particular instance symbolize the harsh realities of colonialism as well as human nature, dark evil side of human nature, which is exhibited in this particular novel. So this novel is a part of planetarity concept, because this particular novel address global issues, and when we read this particular novel, we started becoming part of this particular novel, and we started forming our own in sort of interpretations on the basis of issues which we confront while reading pages after pages. Then the next point is quest for truth. Also, people are also in a process of searching for their own identity. Like in the case of Marlowe, he went in African region to search for Coots, and this particular instance leads to a discovery of darkness within himself. Also, we get to know selfish intentions that are prevalent in the mind of Marlowe also. Although he is more good than Coots, but still there is a kind of selfish nature which resides in his mind, in the mind of Marlowe. So this particular thing leads to a discovery of the darkness within himself. When Marlowe searches for Coots, this thing leads to a discovery of the darkness within himself. The characters like Coots journey into the heart of Africa. This particular thing becomes a metaphor for a deeper understanding of one's own soul. And then Coots' last words, the horror, the horror. This particular thing symbolizes the harsh realities of colonialism and human nature. Then here we see next point, corruption of power. What we see how he started corrupting this power by transforming himself from an idealistic trader to a ruthless dictator. So this is how he changed himself. He came with a different intention in his mind, but after reaching there, he become totally opposite of what he thought of. So here we see that this particular instance showcase or demonstrate the corrupting influence of power, and then he started doing every trade there. So, this symbolizes the exploitation and destruction caused by colonial powers, and also it showcases companies' greed and disregard for human life who is residing there in Africa. So, this particular thing highlights the pervasive corruption in the colonial system. Then we see presence of nature. Planetarity concept also talks about ecosystem. So this nature is also a part of it. So in this novel there is depiction of African landscape, and this particular thing also have symbolic importance. So how this African landscape is of symbolic importance. So the African landscape symbolizes the unknown and uncontrollable aspects of the human psyche, and also in this novel there is showcasing of jungle as a symbol. So what we see that this jungle portray the savage beauty of nature in contrast to the ugliness of colonization. And characters encounter with wild animals. So they also challenge the notion of progress and civilization. Wild animals also acts as a symbol. These means they are symbols which reflect European power, how these European people, instead of civilizing or become a civilizing force for the Africans, they try to exploit the land totally there. So what we see that characters when they encounter, characters here means natives, when they encounter wild animals in the form of Europeans, so this particular thing serves as a challenge to the notion of progress and civilization. So, this particular novel offers a critique of imperialism. Here in this novel, Conrad portrays European imperialism and Europeans' treatment of the natives. So, this particular thing exposes the hypocrisy and brutality which resides in the mind of European people. And the novel at the same time raises questions about the ethical implications of conquest and exploitation in the name of civilization. So what we infer from this particular sentence is that how they means these people came with the intention to civilize Africans, and due to their excessive greed which is there in their mind or in their heart, they changed their intention and started exploiting natives and their land for their own sake or for their own benefit. Here we head on to discuss another type of novel by Tayeb Salih's, titled as Season of Migration to the North. Tayeb Salih's novel locates its action in Sudan in Africa, and also there is presence of unnamed narrator. Along with him there is a character whose name is Mustafa Sayyed, and who acts as a counterpoint of Conrad Coates, who narrates his life in Britain and in the post-colonial state of Sudan. We see here is a dichotomy in this sentence. Coates is the colonial, means he forms his identity in colonial era, whereas Mustafa forms his identity in the post-colonial era. So we see that Mustafa Sayyed and also this unnamed narrator both try to carve out their identity in the aftermath of colonization. That means post-colonial. In post-colonial era, they try to form their actual identities, and also this particular thing reflects means Mustafa's dual identity, both as a product of colonialism and as a victim of it. This thing reflect the complexities which prevails in post-colonial era. And the narrators, unnamed narrators, return to his Sudanese village. So, this particular thing highlights the tension between tradition and modernity in a post-colonial society. So, here in this particular slides, I am trying to show you instances which depicts planetarity concept, so which are related to this concept of planetarity. Here we, in this particular novel, we see there is reversal of power. Mustafa, here in this novel, there is a character whose name is Mustafa. He is tried to manipulate the European woman, and this particular thing showcase that how this character challenges traditional power dynamics. What how he is able to challenge this traditional power dynamics. Usually we see that Europeans try to hold control over weaker people, or they try to civilize countries which are very weaker in mentality. So here in this novel we are seeing opposite things happening. Mustafa, he is trying to manipulate European women, and in this way he challenges traditional power dynamics, and Mustafa uses his exoticism as well as charm. So this thing showcase that he is trying to subvert the colonial gaze and assert his own agency over it. And the woman's fascination with Mustafa, this particular thing exposes European women's vulnerability to his seductive power. Next point which comes up here is gender dynamics. Mustafa's relationship with European women. What it reveals is that it tried to reveal the complexities of desire and ability to hold power over a European woman. And the narrator's interactions, unnamed narrator's interactions with Hoshna. So this thing reflect traditional gender roles and expectations in Sudanese society. Then next point here is legacy of colonialism. The characters try to share their own experiences, which reveals legacy of colonialism and the lasting effects of colonialism on individuals as well as societies who encounter the harsh effects of colonialism. Mustafa's undergone through traumatic past. So this thing underscores the violence. This particular instance underscores the violence and trauma that colonization leaves in its wake. The narrator struggles with his own identity and place in the world. This thing is also shaped by the legacy of colonialism. Next point is cultural clashes. Mustafa's experiences in Europe. This thing highlights the misunderstandings and stereotypes that arise from cultural differences. So means this character Mustafa is from a different character, whereas people whom he encounters with are people from different culture. So it may lead to, or it may as a result there is a kind of cultural clash. And also the narrator's interaction with Mustafa and other characters. So here is presence of unnamed narrator whose interaction with Mustafa and other character. This thing illuminate the tensions and contradictions which is there between different worldviews. Then there is search for truth. Both Mustafa and the narrator embark on journey of self-discovery and revelation. Mustafa's confessions to the narrator, this particular thing reveal the hidden truths about his past and motivations. The narrator is on a quest to understand Mustafa's story. So there is presence of an unnamed narrator who is there on a quest to understand Mustafa's story. This particular instance or this thing automatically leads to a deeper understanding of himself and his place in the world. Here I am going to discuss Shweta Devi's work Pterodactyl, Puran Sahe and Pirtha. First, there we see instance of exploitation of marginalized communities. There is presence of characters like Puran Sahai and Pirtha, and these characters represent the marginalized and oppressed communities which is there in India. Puran Sahai's struggle against the mining industry company symbolizes the resistance of indigenous people against exploitation which is performed on their own land by people coming from other countries. Pirtha's transformation into a pterodactyl. This thing reflects the dehumanizing impact of environmental destruction on marginalized communities. Another point we see here is that in this novel there is also environment showcasing of an instance of environmental degradation. So the novel highlights the destructive impact of industrialization and development on the environment. The mining company's extraction of resources in a large amount automatically leads to pollution and devastation of the natural habitat, and Pitha's transformation into a pterodactyl. So, this particular thing serves as a metaphor for the loss of biodiversity and degradation of ecosystems. There is existence of power dynamics. The struggle between Puran Sahai and the mining company exposes the unequal power dynamics which is there prevalent in that society in which Mahashweta Devi was living during that time. The company's exploitation of resources for profit at the cost of local communities. This thing demonstrates the imbalance of power which exists there during that time. Puran Sahai's resistance against powerful people represents the defiance of marginalized groups against oppressive systems. Next come the point myth and reality, the incorporation of mythological elements like pterodactyl blurs the line between reality and fantasy. So when Pirtha transform into pterodactyl, so this particular thing in this way, when he transforms himself into this pterodactyl as a pterodactyl, he tried to challenge conventional notions of identity as well as existence. And this thing pterodactyl, this holds symbolic importance. That means this particular thing becomes a symbol of resistance and liberation for the oppressed communities. There is also representation of indigenous culture. The characters and settings in the novel reflect the rich cultural heritage of indigenous communities in India. So Puran Sahai's connection to nature and traditional practices, this particular thing showcases the resilience and wisdom of indigenous cultures, and the rituals and beliefs are also depicted in the novel. These things tends to highlight the spiritual connection between human and the environment. The last point is call for social justice. Devi's narrative calls for social justice and environmental activism to protect marginalized communities and the natural world. So here there is a point. The characters fight against the mining company. This particular thing is a symbol which symbolizes the struggle for justice and equality. And also at last we see that Pirtha's transformation serves as a warning in a way that it talk about the consequences of unchecked exploitation and destruction of nature. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.